My name is Tara, and welcome back to my channel, The Art of the Mombbatical. Now, for those of you that are new here, a Mombbatical is a pause from the day to day demands of parenting to reclaim one's spiritual and emotional self. It can also be a focused mindset that places one's spiritual and emotional well being front and center. So this video, we're going to stick with the theme of setting the intention, and the lesson is getting centered, getting anchored. So behind me is the L'Horloge du Palais de la Cité. It is the oldest public clock in Paris. It was commissioned by Charles V in 1370, and it was installed in 1371, designed by Henri de Vic. It is actually located on Ile de la Cité, not far from the Notre Dame and the Conciergerie and Sainte-Chapelle. So once I let go of Emmanuel to the care of his father, I needed to focus on what I was going to reclaim. With my Mombbatical, I was given the most precious gift that we could ever get, and that's the gift of time. And so I needed that time to think about how I wanted to reacquaint myself with myself beyond being a mom, and also to create new dreams for myself. And so I knew that I wanted to start off by creating specific rituals and routines that would help get me anchored and centered for the journey ahead. The first ritual or routine I started to use was daily meditation. Every morning, I allowed myself about 10 to 15 minutes to just quiet myself and calm any fears and doubts that I had about both moving to Paris and being away from my son. I also found an app called Let's Meditate, which has a number of specific meditations that you can use. Some of my favorites are inner peace and chakra balance, and there are even meditations to help you fall asleep at night. So, meditation doesn't only have to be sitting cross legged on your floor saying, oh, it can also be a walk. And so, one of my favorite places to walk is this little pathway here called Ile de Cygne. And it is this island that is in the middle of the Seine, and it starts at Pont de Grenelle, where you can also find a replica of the Statue of Liberty. Ile de Cygne ends at Pont de Joachim, which is not far from the Eiffel Tower, the Grande Dame of Paris herself. The next ritual that I used to center myself was journaling. I love buying journals, and I have them in all shapes and sizes and themes. I also really like receiving journals as a gift. The most recent journal I received was from the US Embassy here in Paris, and it has a great picture of Josephine Baker on it. I started the Mombbatical with this one. It says Happy Everything on the cover, and I thought it would be a great way to set the right tone for my journey. Here in front of a store called a papeterie. Love that word. It's basically a stationery store, and they're peppered all over Paris, and it's where you can find cool journals and notebooks and fancy pens. And honestly, I think buying fancy pens is a lost luxury in this digital age. The next thing I did to ground my intention was to create really big to-do lists. This chart paper is my absolute favorite because it's like a huge post-it note, and you can tear off the pages and then stick them up on the walls. And so in our spare bedroom in our apartment in Brooklyn, I would put these all over the walls and write down all the things that I needed to think about and get done in order to make the move to Paris, and just all of the things I wanted to consider: my social life, where I was going to live, my professional life. And so these sticky papers were everything. The last practical thing I did to anchor this experience was to have a creative outlet. I started a blog, and that became the platform for my writing. And it became a space where I could share thoughts and ideas that really resonated with other people. Now, you don't have to write a blog. You can do photography, you could paint, you can draw, you could garden, anything that connects you to your creativity. We're all creative, and nurturing that part of ourselves is an important step in reclaiming your spiritual and emotional self. Here are some prompts for you to get anchored and centered for your journey. Feel free to pause the video and journal your answers out. One, what daily rituals do you engage in when you have time to yourself? Two, how might journaling enrich the time that you have to yourself? Three, what creative outlets would you like to pursue, but you never seem to have the time or energy? How will you commit to these pursuits in the future? And four, what resources do you need to help you get organized? Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos and about the themes and lessons for reclaiming your spiritual and emotional self. In the next video, the theme that we'll be exploring is welcoming rest. Have a great day.